Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. The past week I was in California and right away when I got back I had like a ton of crazy wedding stuff to do. It's getting closer and I'm freaking out and it's getting like kind of insane. So I'm sorry I've been a bit absent, but I am back now. I am here for good. I will not be taking any long breaks and you will still have your 3 to 4 videos up every single week. So today we are starting with my winter foundation routine. So we're going to be talking skincare, makeup, brushes. Today's video is also in partnership with Sigma Beauty. They did sponsor my video, so shout out to Sigma. Thank you for doing that. I'm unveiling 2 new brushes to you guys and it's really exciting. I know you're going to love them. You guys know my heart like beats for Sigma brushes. They are my absolute favorites. It's why I love partnering with Sigma because I know their brand inside and out. I know their quality and I know that I am recommending something to you guys that is 100% worth its cost. So if you guys want to see my winter foundation routine for acne prone skin, just keep on watching. Oh, by the way, I dyed my hair. Yep, I did. So first to start off, of course, it's winter, it's dry, it's gross out. We need to moisturize our skin. This is a moisturizer that I am fairly new to. I've honestly only been using it the past week and I'm loving it. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer. Wow, that is a mouthful. I'm sure you guys have seen this online. It's been really popular this year. It's super cute. This is what it looks like. You can get it at Sephora. First of all, this doesn't matter for moisture whatsoever, but it smells so good. It literally smells like watermelon. I love how lightweight it is. You guys know I'm normally not a huge primer person, but lately I've been really into primer. I don't know what's going on with me. Lately my go-to is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer. It is fantastic, you guys. It really does fill my pores right in. I love how it's more creamy and not like silicone-y. I love to just press this into my face. I like to feel like I'm just pushing it right into my pores. I feel like my makeup just sits so well on it and it holds it. It definitely does hold it. But your skin texture is definitely minimized. Next, moving on to foundation, you guys will of course recognize this foundation. I was using this for like a year straight. I stopped. I got into Catrice foundation. I got back into my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, which I absolutely love, but I've noticed obviously in the colder climate, I feel like it cracks a little bit sooner and I need something a little more, not even dewy, just not so, I mean, you guys know how Double Wear is if you've tried it. Not something so dry and that dries down so fast because I feel like it just like cracks throughout the day. So I've been back into my Born This Way from Too Faced foundation. This is in the shade Pearl. I just love this foundation so very much. I'm also back into brushes in a really big way. This is the one I've been favoring lately. This is the Sigma Beauty 3D HD Max Kabuki brush. First of all, this brush is huge. It gets your foundation on so quickly, but not only that, I love the angled shape of the brush. I love how it fits in every single crevice. It is unbelievable. I have another brush I'm going to show you guys that you'll love just as much if you're really into brushes and getting into those tight little spaces without using like a jillion tools, you know what I mean? Look at this. So perfectly shaped that literally you can carve the front of your brows with it. It's wonderful. So I just put a bit on the back of my hand and then go right onto the face. I feel like it's been so long since we just did a good old foundation routine video. These are some of my favorite videos, not only to watch, but to film. There's nothing I love more than foundation and face brushes. Just like face makeup in general just really excites me. You'll notice this brush is probably the fastest brush I've ever used to getting your foundation on, like in a jiff. If you are busy, girl, if you do not have time, if you are running late, it's so big that it basically just takes care of everything in a matter of minutes. Also, if you were unaware, Sigma brushes are vegan. They're cruelty free. You also get a 2-year warranty on any brush, which is unheard of. Brush companies do not do that. Sigma is the only brush company that will guarantee your brushes for 2 years. It's why I'm always so proud and like happy to be sponsored and work with Sigma. Because, I mean, that's all I use on my channel and you guys usually tend to love my makeup looks and I can, you know, clearly and honestly say this is what I use. This is what I love. This is what gives me my face every single day. I feel so confident in their brushes and in the company as a whole. That's why anytime I get the opportunity to work with Sigma, I'm like, yes, absolutely. Because they're someone you guys know I love and I trust and I absolutely swear by. They're my first recommendation anytime anyone asks me about brushes because I feel good about it, you know? I know I'm not sending someone off with a brush that's gonna break or isn't going to work or a brush that sheds or a brush that just won't last very long. That is never the case with Sigma. Now let's jump to concealer. I'm gonna introduce you guys to a brand new Sigma brush, which I love doing. I'm very excited about this. So I'm sure most of you are already familiar with the Sigma 40 HD brush. I've talked about this brush a lot. I love it. Its shape is so unique. It is so perfect for concealer, for baking, for contouring, for pretty much anything you can imagine. That's kind of what I love about Sigma brushes. They're very universal. Well, this now has a baby sister, and look at this brush. She is the cutest little brush, but look at how pointed it is. The little nooks, crannies, and crevices you can get with this brush is fantastic. I'm going to show you guys how to use it. So again, just like its big sister, the 40HD Kabuki brush, the 40HD Precision brush, it's got the same structure, the same shape. It's just a lot smaller, which makes it even more universal than the big one. You can do anything with either brush. Their brush hairs are amazing. They're actually handcrafted synthetic fibers. Sigma creates these themselves. Quality is unbelievable, but you can use this for concealer. You can use it for baking. You can use it for eyeshadow. You can literally use it for anything you could imagine. It'd be fantastic for contouring because you have such a sharp tip, but it's just as good as blending because of the sides of the brush. So we're going to take a little concealer. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 140. I've really been favoring this lately. Just going to get a few little dollops around here, and I like to take some down the sides of my nose. Now taking the 40HD Precision brush. It is so easy to get a perfectly shaped concealer line. I love it because you can actually take it right up here on the inner corner without disrupting your eyeshadow or disturbing any makeup you already have placed. You can really get into any little just nook and cranny that, you know, it's a little bit difficult to get to sometimes with sponges or with bigger brushes. And this is what I love the most about this brush. Sharpening up right underneath your eyeshadow there or your eyeliner or whatever you have there, it makes it virtually impossible to get your concealer like actually on your eyeshadow. Do you ever do that? I'm the worst at that if I'm using a bigger brush. And I just love how sharp it gets that line. And from there, you just start blending with it. I really like that you can like actually kind of pack your concealer in. I'm sure some of you also have like some fine lines under your eyes. I mean, I have no Botox or anything like that. So I always get these little crevices where I feel like my concealer just doesn't get into. But because the brush is so small and so good at like packing things in, you can pack it right up in there. And that really helps to aid in like preventing creasing underneath your eyes and things like that. Next, of course, you guys know I love to bake, and we have a new baking brush, which I'm totally stoked about. So as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the F87 edged Kabuki brush. Look at this brush. It is the perfect size for baking around your face. It is so soft, but yet so dense. It does such a good job with baking. The F87 now also has a little sister brush. This is the P87 edged precision brush. As you can see, it has that same triangular design there. It's just a little smaller. This is fantastic for exact baking. I'm gonna get a little baking powder in it. I always like to look up when I'm baking, but this is amazing for getting right into those little fine lines. What I love about this brush is I feel like sometimes I bake too widely or I apply it too far on the face. Here you can put it exactly where you'd want it. Sometimes you really just want to have the baking powder right in the fine lines where it's going to do its job to keep everything from creasing and really setting that concealer in. And this way you can kind of keep more of a natural look to the cheeks, since sometimes when we're baking we kind of take the powder a little too far. At least I do. I can't speak for you guys. This just keeps it exactly where you want it. I also like to take it down the sides of my nose to aid in contouring later. It's just so exact. It's very precise. This is also only $20, you guys. I also like to take some right along my wing there to make that as sharp as it can be. And it's just so much like lighter. You know what I mean? I don't feel so cake face when I use a smaller brush like this. Just like that precision. And I feel like using a smaller brush like this, we're going to save money in the long run because we're not, you know, completely just baking the crap out of our face. You're just putting it in the areas where you need it, and I use so much less powder this way. If you like a little more baking powder, that's okay. You can just take the larger F87 Edge Kabuki brush in your baking powder and also just stipple it in there. It really comes down to your preference. From there, I'm just taking my F30 large powder brush from Sigma and just setting the rest of my face. I feel like every time I stop using my Too Faced foundation, I'm like, yeah, there's so many other foundations out there. Why do I only use this? And then I go back to it and I'm like, oh, I loved it. Why did I stop using it? It's so nice. Now, of course, we need to contour. It's my favorite part of the video. You guys know I've been loving the KKW Beauty bronzers. I'm first going to take the shade 2. This is what I like to contour with. I'm going to use my Sigma Curved Kabuki F83 brush. Look at this. Look at this chisel. So I just take the tip for my nose and just use that sharp edge to contour that nose out. Nose contouring scares me. I love it, but it scares me. So it's nice to have brushes that make it a little easier, less intense, less intimidating, just like that. And then I clean it up after I have it all placed. Take a little under the nose and then just a little in the center. Going back in with our P87 brush, taking whatever powder is left on that to clean up and sharpen that contour. I take some in the center and some down the middle. Just like that, let that bake a little bit. I'm gonna take my F23 contour brush. This comes in my brush set, which is still available in case you guys were curious. Shout out to anybody who has purchased my brush set. And if you can't, do not worry about it, but I just love seeing you guys get your packages in and sending me photos of your brushes. It just like makes my heart sing. It's just like the coolest like honor in the world to have like a brush set with a brand that I love so very much, and seeing you guys love them as much as I do just like makes my heart sing. I can't even explain it. This brush is fantastic because it blends everything at the same time you're applying it. Just makes it easy. I'm all about easy, and I like to hit up that jawline. I then switched to shade 1. It's a little warmer, and I use this for my bronzer. So I like to blend that right onto the hairline and buff that out. Oh, I'm starting to feel like myself. You guys know, like I can't function without forehead bronzer. I'm coming back. I'm alive. Hi, how are you? I don't care if it's the dead of winter. I will have a bronzed forehead. I just have to. For blush, you guys already know the drill. I'm going to take my Sigma blush palette. I love this palette. There's one thing I love in particular, which is Pinkin. It is my jam. And I'm taking that with my F15 blush brush. Apply a little of that on the cheeks. It is just the most perfect, like, flushed color. It's like, hi, oh, it's a little cold out. I have a little, you know, frostbite on the cheeks. Not literally, but you know what I mean? Like when you go outside and your cheeks get a little rosy in the winter. I love that look all year round. And yes, I go heavy on my blush. It's just the life that I live. I don't know. I'm about it. Is that not the prettiest pink you've ever seen? It works for everyone. It is so universal. Not to mention, like, you don't have to just use the pink. They have corals in here. They have kind of burnt, how would you describe that? I don't know. They have a beautiful bronze, mauves, and a brightening shade. It's just an amazing palette. Now that we're done baking, I'm going to take my F79 Concealer Blend Kabuki brush and use that to dust off the setting powder, but also use it to blend in my nose contour. And you can also just run that around your blush and your bronzer and clean everything up with that. You know I need a little highlighter. I'm going to take a little bit of my Amrezi highlighter. This is the F03 High Cheekbone brush from Sigma. I love the size and shape. You can keep your highlighter like really exact, you know what I mean? I don't want to go too overboard and apply it to places where I have a little more texture. So this is just the perfect sized brush to just keep it where you want it. Now, not everyone loves when I do this, but I love it. I can't help it. I have to put it on the tip of my nose. I like a glow there. I don't know why. I just do. And a little down the center and on the lip line. Gorgeous, if I do say so myself. I'm now going to be using the CoverGirl Outlast Active Cooling Setting Spray. I've actually really been liking this setting spray. I was shocked that I like it. It smells divine. If you don't like fragrance setting sprays, I would stay away from it, but it smells really, really good. Face is perfection. Oh my gosh, so this is just like my perfect winter face makeup. I'm going to finish off my eyes and I'll be right back for lips. Lastly, for lips, I'm feeling dark, so we're going to do a bit of a dark lip. I'm first going to take the Jordana Easy Lip Liner in the shade Cabernet. Very sexy. Oh, that is a beautiful lip liner, and drugstore prices. Can't beat it. I miss my dark hair so much. I feel like I am home. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm back. I'm back and I'm better than ever. And then on top of that, I'm going to take the Kylie Cosmetics Liquid Lip. Oh, this is actually a lip gloss in the shade Jolly. So that's it for my winter foundation routine, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys want to check out the brand new Sigma brushes that I shared with you today, head to the link in my bottom box. I also have a Sigma discount code. It is SHAEXO for 10% off. It is an affiliate link and an affiliate code, just so you know. If you don't feel comfortable using those, that's totally cool. Just head to the Sigma website and they will be there. Thank you guys for watching. I missed you. I love you. I'm so happy to be back. And I will, of course, see you in my next video. Bye, guys.